Today we're gonna cook some sausages with a yellow and orange bell pepper sauce. Very simple. You can do the whole thing in 20 minutes from start to finish. So, let's do it. First, we cook the sausages in the oven. There are definitely scientifically better ways to make sure you get to the correct doneness with sausages. But for me, nothing offers better browning than the oven. So I would much rather sacrifice a bit of the perfect doneness for perfect browning, because the Maillard reaction is really what gives you that meaty flavor. I'm gonna season the sausage. I'm using Italian sausage, but you can use Cumberland, you can use anything really. Pepper. And we're gonna add a bit of vegetable oil to help it get started. Very briefly, on the stove, we bring in some heat. And once you hear the sizzle, it goes into a preheated oven, 180 fan. And while that's heating up, we're gonna prep our yellow bell pepper sauce. You can use yellow, you can use orange, you can use red, but not green. Because green has this distinct flavor that you don't want in a bright sauce like this. So, very simple. Since we're gonna liquidize the sauce, it doesn't really matter how you chop it. You can leave them quite coarse. All right, now we can hear the sizzle. Into the oven it goes. Same goes with the orange. Perfect. And I would say a full shallot. Now, the pan is almost hot. Yep, we're gonna add some olive oil. Oh, the pan is really hot. I was wrong. We're gonna cool it down very quickly. Bit of salt to help it get started. Now, the garlic. We always add the garlic a bit later just because the sugar content of the garlic makes it much easier to burn if you add it at the same time. But honestly, sometimes when you're cooking a weekday meal, I don't bother. The garlic. Again, quite coarse. Just stirring it a bit to make sure it doesn't catch. Now, a bit of pickled chili. This is optional. You can use bird's eye chili if you don't have pickled chili, but then I would add a bit of vinegar just to add a bit of acidity. As you can see, I saved the pickle juices, which will also go in to form part of the sauce. For something like yellow or orange or red bell peppers, you really don't want to sweat them down too much. You want them to retain freshness. They add a bit of acidity to your sauce to balance the spiciness. So once we evaporate a tiny bit more of the water content, just to concentrate the flavors a bit, we're good to go with the liquidizer. You can see not much water coming out anymore. Now, we first add the pickle juices. If you didn't use pickled chilies, just add a dash of vinegar or lemon juice, just for some brightness. Ooh, beautiful. And now, a bit of white wine. Again, for more acidity. Dry white wine, by the way. don't use like dessert wine or Riesling. Now, normally, you want both the acidity and the alcohol smell to go away. But because we want to retain the freshness, the moment that the alcohol smell evaporates, we're good to go. Into our liquidizer. I'm only doing this to avoid splashing. You don't have to, by the way. If you have a bigger one. Should have used a bigger cup. Oh my god, is it even gonna fit? Wow, it's almost as if I measured it. Now, we are going to blitz this thing. This then goes back to the pan to keep warm while we wait for our sausage to brown. The lowest setting, of course. For me, that's induction 1. If you have induction 0.5, good for you. All right, after 25 minutes, the sausages are ready. Beautifully, evenly browned. We're just gonna let it rest on the side. Remember, the pan is hot, yeah? Now, to plate, I like to do it family style. Add the sauce onto the plate. It's like a risotto. Just tap the bottom. It's almost like the saffron risotto with ossobuco, but no, it's not. And once that's cooled down, we'll carve the sausages and add them on top. By the way, if you ever want to do a fancy looking dinner, it's very simple. It's always puree, meat, garnish. It'll taste the same, but it'll look really nice. Now, purely for presentation, I'm gonna carve it and keep the shape. You definitely do not have to do that. Looks like a pretzel, huh? Use a fork. It's ridiculously hot. Now, keep the shape. You really do not have to, it's just my OCD. Maybe this way. It really looks like a saffron risotto. And just because we're filming on a Friday, I think the family deserves a bit of micro herbs. If you have to use one micro herb, use micro coriander. It actually adds something, unlike all the other ones. I almost feel like it needs something red on top. And just for color, a bit of chili flakes. And there you have it. Dinner in 35 minutes. The beautiful Italian sausage on top of a bed of yellow and orange bell pepper puree. I really hope you enjoy.